Hey, I have some news to share with you guys. Hi! So, the news is that I am moving to Berlin. I'm going there for work, and May and Brownie will be going with me. This is really exciting news for me. It's been about 6 years in the making. This is something that I have been thinking about doing for the longest time. From my point of view right now, in hindsight, it looks as though the last 6 years has been a natural journey towards relocation, but really none of this is natural at all. It's been planned. It's been me trying my best to create the opportunity for me to go overseas. I'll share more about how exactly I made this happen in a different video. If you think that's interesting, just let me know in the comments. So instead of talking about the how in this video, I want to talk about the why. Why is relocation something that I have always wanted to do? So there are many reasons really why I want to relocate. And the first one is that I want to enjoy myself while I'm still young and also be educated while enjoying myself. I want to be able to appreciate just how big the world is physically. I remember in 2013, I was part of a program in uni where we got to go overseas. We got to go to San Francisco of all places, a place that I really love. And at the end of the official school trip, May joined me and we went on a road trip. The very first road trip we've ever been on together. And we drove around California, and that blew my mind because in Singapore we are 700 square kilometers big. That's the whole country. And to give you a gauge, that's kind of 40 kilometers from east to west and about 25 kilometers north to south. That's really small. We were driving for hours and hours on end. There were times in which we were driving through the deserts of Nevada and we never really saw any other cars. It was kind of just plains, you know? It's mind-boggling how big this world is, and I want to see more of it. So a second reason for wanting to relocate is that I want my worldview and my beliefs about things in life to be challenged. So during my uni days, I didn't manage to go on exchange because I blew that opportunity. But I did manage to get an opportunity to go to London for summer school for a month. That month in London opened my eyes to so many things that I never even thought of. Whereas previously in Singapore, I have made friends from Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, well, obviously Singapore, British people, French people, and Americans. This summer school experience helped me to meet people from Turkey, Azerbaijan, Cyprus, and so many other places in the world. And that has made me appreciate other people's ways of thinking and ways of life a lot better than before. So I believe this experience of living in Berlin, which is a city that I know quite little about at this point, will make my worldview a little bit more sophisticated and hopefully more well-rounded. We are living in a time where it's becoming more and more common that people have lived in various cities throughout their life and have a much richer understanding of where the other person is coming from, because our cultures are getting more and more intertwined. So the third reason for me to want to relocate is that I want to come back with the utmost confidence to be able to tell what's great about Singapore and what can be improved about Singapore. I genuinely believe that spending a significant amount of time abroad will help me to see just how great Singapore is as a city to live in, because right now I can see good points, but I can also see a lot of bad points. For example, living in Singapore is really stressful. People here are living a frantic pace of life. But then there's also great things about Singapore that I know already from some traveling that I've done so far, which is the fact that Singapore is a really safe place. It's probably the safest place in the world. The government here just works. The bureaucracy is there, but it works. So I believe that by the time I come back from Berlin and live in Singapore again, I would be able to live better and more purposefully, with a greater appreciation of what we have here. So why Berlin? Why not any other city? Well, The answer to this question is actually really simple. I was offered two cities. It was either Berlin or Helsinki. Even though Helsinki is where the company I'm working for is situated in terms of their headquarters, Helsinki is not so forgiving when it comes to winter. And being a Singaporean who has never lived through the seasons, I wasn't so sure that I would survive or thrive in the winter of Helsinki. So Berlin has fairer weather. It's a little bit more balanced throughout the year. There will be snow, I hear, but it's not close to as cold as the winter in Helsinki. So between Berlin and Helsinki, it was Berlin. So ever since I got the news that we are definitely going to Berlin, we have naturally started reading up a lot more about the city. And there's now a lot of things that I'm looking forward to in Berlin. Number one, Oktoberfest. Well, Oktoberfest is not... I don't think it originated in Berlin. I think it originated from München. But Berlin is the capital of Germany. It is part of Germany, obviously. And I love beer. I just love beer. In Singapore, beer is really expensive. So the combination of having amazing beers that I keep hearing about, German beer is supposed to be top-notch, and the fact that in Singapore beer is really expensive, I think that makes for a really nice combination. I'm gonna go crazy. Number two, I really want to go visit some of the vegan restaurants in Berlin. I've read online that Berlin has more vegan restaurants than LA has, Los Angeles. That's crazy. Since May and I are both pescatarian, meaning we are vegetarian but eat seafood, having vegan restaurants is just great. It may just be the thing that pushes us over the edge and become vegans, but we'll see. Number three is the fact that I can have a day out with Brownie and bring him along to most of the places that we go to. This is something that Singapore doesn't have. We do not allow pets normally on public transportation or even private transportation. Malls do not generally allow pets of any kind. So we've been to parts of California where dogs are very much welcomed in malls. Like shopkeepers would put bowls of water for dogs as they visit with their owners. Ever since we've noticed those things, May and I have just been yearning for a place that would be just like that. And based on what we've read, it's gonna be much more dog friendly. Number four is the fact that I'll be working in the Berlin office of our company. Ever since I joined the company 1.5 years ago, I have been situated in the Singapore office. And the Singapore office is great. There's actually a very nice mix of people in the office. We have people who are not just Singaporean, we have people who are from Malaysia, China, from France, Finland, Russia, Australia, and Japan, and a few other places. So it's already quite nice and diverse, but the kinds of people that live in Berlin are mostly Europeans, and I want to get to know what it's like to work very closely with Europeans, if that makes sense. And the fifth and last thing that I want to talk about in this video is the opportunity to travel in Europe. Whether it's for work or for play, I am going to try my best to travel as much as possible throughout Europe, because Berlin and Germany in general is quite nicely situated in Europe. It is a well-connected city. There's trains that goes around these neighboring countries, as well as cheap flights. Yeah, just thinking about it makes me quite excited. Great, so now you know. So when exactly are we leaving? Well, the business has already confirmed and we have gotten our visas, so we've gone ahead and bought our flights. We are flying to Berlin on the 5th of October, and we will arrive on the 6th of October early in the morning in Berlin. I'll be vlogging the journey, so going to the airport, bringing Brownie onto the flight, and arriving in Berlin, and so on. And the reason for this is because I believe that there will only really be a first experience of relocating. There's a lot of different kinds of emotions that I'm expecting myself to feel, and I want to document that for me, for May, for you, whoever you are, friend, family, a random stranger on the internet, to watch and sort of join us on our journey. In fact, I will be posting videos regularly on this YouTube channel even after we have arrived in Berlin. So if you're interested to join me on this journey, hit the subscribe button and you should see videos appearing in your feed when I publish again. So yeah, that's the update I wanted to share with you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.